I am an evil collector. Hello, and welcome to the Whisky Trials. Today I'm going to do a Whisky Talks. It's been a while. I've been cooking up this video for a while, let me tell you. I've tried to film it a couple of times. It's not quite come together for various reasons that I'll get into, but what's it about? Okay, I want to talk about whisky collectors. Are they good? Are they bad? Are they ugly? Are you indifferent? You don't care? Comments below, please. What kind of collector you think you are. Maybe listen to my 4 types that I've got coming up of collectors. See where you fit in that scale. Let me know what type of collector you are. Whether you think it's good for the industry, bad for the industry, whether it annoys you. Just give me your feedback, because this is one of the reasons that the video has taken this long to kind of come together, because I was trying to get it right in my own head as to what kind of collector I was, why I'm doing it, the sort of motivations. It's a difficult topic because you don't want to be that person that's denying somebody else the joy of drinking that bottle of whiskey, perhaps. But equally, we live in this society where, collections can make money. You're potentially investing in your future. So it could be that, rather than put money in the bank, well, it's not going to make you any money, but maybe you put it in an ISA or some kind of savings thing that you get a little bit of interest on. Why not put it in a bottle of whiskey? You could put it in a bottle of whiskey. You'd probably make a better percentage over the years. So there's that argument that it's, you're looking after yourself, you're looking after your family, but there is that detrimental side of that you're taking something out of the market that potentially somebody might have enjoyed at that moment in time. Now, let me just... So that's why this has taken a while to get there, because I'm kind of still struggling with, is collecting good or bad or whatever. But that aside, I've been thinking, I took some notes while I was drinking my coffee here at my collection, and I thought I'd just go through the sort of 4 main types of collector that I've come up with. So the first one, and possibly the most hated one, is the hoarder. Now, the hoarder is the guy or the girl who buys whiskey and doesn't drink it, pretty much. Won't drink it. They're probably buying really expensive bottles. They like treat them like ornaments, so they're like all displayed nicely in their glass case and, dusted regularly and, organized probably a lot better than I've got mine. And I think these are probably the collectors that people think about when you say collecting. It's the people that are buying these amazing bottles of whiskey that are essentially now just museum pieces. They won't get drunk. They're just like, they're almost too expensive now to drink. That said, that's on the extreme scale of the hoarder. That's like when somebody's got a bunch of money. You might get a hoarder that maybe isn't that rich, but is still buying bottles, and good bottles. For instance, like a Kilkerran or something. The 8-year-old sherry. I didn't get my hands on that one. I was too late to the party, and now you can't get it for love nor money in any of the shops. You can get it on auction, but the prices are like just kind of scary. And I did have a sample of it, and you know what? I wasn't so blown away that I'm willing to now pay the auction prices on it. So that one's gone to me. But there'll be somebody out there that thought, this is a good one. I'm going to buy 2-3 cases of this and just sit on it for a while. And I know I'm going to double, triple, quadruple my money. So they're the kind of the upper echelons of probably the most hated type of collector. Certainly because it feels like they're taking top-notch whiskies out of the realms of people that actually want to drink them, and then maybe they'll like drip feed them into auction houses and all the rest of it. There are some counter arguments to this, but I'm going to get to that. I just want to get through these 4. The second one is the bulk buyer. So the bulk buyer will find out about good whiskey, knows about a good whiskey or is up to the date with the releases that are coming out and all the rest of it, and they'll just go straight in. They've got the money, they'll just buy 1, 2, 3 cases, whatever, and that's them. They've got that. They are actually drinking the whiskey, unlike the hoarders. The hoarders are just buying and then just keeping it. The bulk buyers are actually buying it because they know they like it, it's a malt that they like or whatever, and they will gradually drink their way through their stash. However, they still know that they're going to leave 2 or maybe 3 bottles to sell at the end, or in a few years' time, or whenever, because they know that these bottles are going to increase in value. The third whiskey collector that I've written here is the uncommitted. And this is kind of where I feel like maybe where I fit in. So I've said here that it's a collector who buys selectively and deliberately, maybe buying a couple of bottles at each time, 2, 3, and they know that these bottles are going to be worth more in the future, probably because they're targeting like special releases or discontinued bottles. And I certainly have some of those in my collection. And I have been deliberate in these purchases, knowing those bits of information. However, I am uncommitted in the terms of will or won't I sell them in the future. I might, but then again I might not. I suppose it really depends on my financial circumstance, which you never really know about. I think what's great about whiskey and having a few bottles in your collection that are worth a fair bit of money is that, you know, if you fall on hard times or if something weird happens where you're like, I need to release some capital, you've got something there that you could get rid of probably pretty quickly, and get some money for whatever you need it for. And I think that's my kind of mentality. So I've got these bottles kept, and I'm, you know, quite happy to just leave them unopened. I've got enough open bottles to be getting on with. But there is still a part of me that's like, I might just drink them, or there might be a special occasion where I'm like, do you know what? I'm just going to open this. I'm feeling it. It's going to happen. So yeah, that's kind of where I see myself. And then we have the rolling collector, the fourth one, rolling collector number 4. And I think this is probably the kind of collector that everybody thinks that they should be, but probably aren't. And they're probably the best of the collectors, say, because what they do is they just buy bottles. They might buy multiple bottles of something, but they know they're going to drink them. They are there to be drunk. They've got no ideas of the future thinking that they're going to sell any of these bottles. Therefore, drinking and sharing, and that's it. And I've certainly done that with a lot of my collection. I'd see 90%, probably even more than that, of this collection being a rolling collection. Most of these bottles actually have got just a tiny little bit left in them because, you know, I'm thinking about reviewing them at some stage or something like that. So, does that ring any bells for you? What kind of collector are you? Comment below if any of those ones kind of ring true for you. If they fit what kind of collections you have. It's a difficult one. It really is, because there's things like this, like this one. I'm just not that bothered about. The old Pulteney 21. Now I bought it because, you know, it's like won awards and it was meant to be great and all the rest of it. And I opened one on holiday, thinking it was going to be this amazing thing for all the family to kind of enjoy, because a lot of my family like whiskey. And I was very disappointed in it, I have to say. So I've got no qualms in keeping this bottle for a rainy day and getting rid of it. And do you know what? I don't feel bad about that, because there's a few kind of little justifications that I've got. And that is that when I actually do come to sell this bottle, I'm going to pump it back into the whiskey industry. So if somebody's willing to pay X amount for this, and they get 1 bottle of whiskey for that, fine. That's up to them. But if I make a little bit of money on this, and then I can buy 4 bottles or 5 bottles, then I will. The money from this will just go straight back into the whiskey industry. So it's not like it's coming out for long. One of the positive sides of collecting that I don't think people think about too much is that Imagine a world where Old Pulteney 21 did not exist. So 20, 30, 40 years down the line, right? Practically all of these are gone. But there's a guy that's like, oh, telling his son, I remember the Old Pulteney 21. Oh, it's not the same these days. And oh, it was so great back in the day. And then one of these comes out on auction. And, you know, then those two, if they can afford it, that is, have got the chance to sample it, to buy it and taste it again. So, although you're taking it out of the supply, so I'm depriving you right now watching this of drinking this 21 because I own it and it's not going anywhere. But in 5, 10, 15, 20 years, when there's even less of these about, I might just put it up on the market, and then people have got the enjoyment of going, ooh, there's the one that I've been dying to try, or that's missing from a collection, or whatever. It's reintroducing that into the market, which can be exciting and could potentially, for somebody that's not of legal age to drink right now, but their dad has fond memories of the Old Pulteney 21, perhaps they can get it and enjoy it together, and it could be like this magical moment for the two of them. So, justification's over. Trying to be a better collector. Again, where do you guys stand on this? I've honestly been battling this for months, because where I see myself as where I want to be is just like a rolling collector, where it's just like all this stuff's going to get drunk, and I want to be able to say that in my own head and to people, and I want it to be true, but it isn't right now. It just isn't. I do have bottles like the Old Pulteney 21 that I'm storing away for a rainy day, and I don't see that having to change. So I think this is why this has been such a hard video to make, because I'm trying to justify my own collection to myself and depriving somebody of an Old Pulteney 21 right now, and I have no intentions of drinking that, pretty much none. So that one, I'm thinking it will get sold. So then there's a part of me that's like, well, why don't you just sell it now and put the money back into the industry? But then I'm like, well, I don't necessarily need the money right now, but I might in the future. So 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the line, you know, maybe I will sell it. Or maybe I'll give it away. Who knows? This is the thing. That's why I definitely think I'm number 3, and I'm the uncommitted whiskey collector. So, in conclusion, are whiskey collectors bad? Well, no, but they're not. It's not really a case of good or bad, is it? It's not really a case of anything. It's a case of, you know, you do what you want to do with your own money, and if you're quick enough to get a bottle of something that's rare or whatever, discontinued or is a limited edition, great. And if you didn't, then you're going to have to be quicker next time. I think that's the name of the game. Or you're going to have to pay the prices after the event. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Remember, if you want to support my channel, I have a variety of different kinds of merch. Here is my hip flask. Very cool. Smells great. It's got like a wood wrap around it. It's very nice indeed. But I've also got coins, and I've got my collapsible dram cups as well. So if you'd like to support the channel, check out the link below to the merch shop and think about buying something.